Okay, it's live. My dad got me water. Oh, you can take this spoon. That was for me.
How can we tell if there's people?
It says on the bottom for me if there are viewers, but there aren't any right now. But there's also a delay, so we could probably just start and pretend there are people. So, hi, I'm Devin Wakefield. I was here presenting the presentation last time. And I'm 23 years old. I have cystic fibrosis. I've been to retreat for, I think I was there the whole time for like 2 years, and then before that I sort of sporadically came in and out. So I guess that's technically 3 years. And interesting question. I love to hug trees because I don't know, it's just really weird, and like if there aren't like hundreds of ants all over it, it's just sort of really relaxing. I can't explain it. But people are nice to hug too, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Chris or Anna, why don't you introduce yourselves?
You want to go first, Chris?
Sure. I'm Chris Benson. I've been going to retreat since, I think it's 2010, because this will be my 4th retreat. I'm supposed to say what I like to hug. I like to hug my cat. I have one that's actually really like fat and really, really soft, like a bunny rabbit. So he's good to hug.
That's so cute.
Maybe he'll come and join us.
I know. I'm expecting a cat lineup behind me.
Afraid.
So I'm Anna. I'm 32. I'm going to be 33 in a month. And I've been coming to what was camp since I was 9, and then CF Teen Adult Retreat ever since. So a really long time. And I also like to hug my cat. They're squishy. So I think that was it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm emailing someone who's having trouble logging on and viewing us. Oh, I totally put the email in the title, not. Okay, sorry. So the next thing I thought I'd talk about is just the sorts of people who come. So obviously, as the people who've maybe been watching can tell, CFers come and we have fun, yes. And there's also people who don't have cystic fibrosis, like my mom came, I think, once or twice. I don't know if my brother ever came. But yeah, mostly friends and family are a big part of who come, and then there's the volunteers. I don't know how much I should say about this. What do you, Anna and Chris, who are your like favorite sorts of people who come?
Well, for me, one of my friends comes, which is kind of nice, to sort of share that world with her. She's come a couple years in a row now.
Oh no, did I not turn on QA? Oh shoot. Okay, there's a chat room.
I was also checking Facebook to make sure nobody's like leaving comments that they're having trouble.
So, in terms of people who come, my sisters come, my mom has come, my significant other used to come a lot, but now work 50 away. And I've had different friends come, but I think some of the most important people that are at the retreat are the non-CFers, and we need to encourage them to keep coming with us, because if we didn't have them, we wouldn't have the help to keep up our cross-infection guidelines and stuff. So, like, for instance, like Jessica Martins, who's our what is she, chairperson? She's awesome, and she kind of leads the way with all of our non-CFers, and Mary and David and all this CFRI staff do come and help us too. Like, for instance, with serving, only non-CFers serve food to the CFers, so it's our week to be waited on hand and foot. And what else? They help clean like all the chairs in between rap sessions. And what else do they do? They make buffers for us between each other, so we distinguish CF, non-CF, so that we have enough space for the droplet precautions, I believe, are why we have to stay so far away from each other. And yeah, so I think it's we wouldn't function if we were just CFers only, so it's so important that we do have the non-CFers and we encourage them to come.
That's a really important point, Anna. I think it also makes it just more fun because there's not, it's more well-rounded.
Yeah. And I think they get a lot out of it, too, from my feedback I hear from all of them. And that's why they keep coming back.
I think the other benefit is they can, make friends with each other and support each other outside of retreat in the same way that we support each other.
And we just got a non-CFer on. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Karen. Hi, Devin.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
We were just talking about, like, who comes to retreat, and I was talking about how it's so important to have the non-CFers. So from your perspective, do you want to share a little about why you come, what you do, what it's like for you?
Sure. Yeah, I just really value being able to connect with a group of people who have really open, honest discussions about what's important to them, and for me, just being able to volunteer and just support a community of folks who get really recharged. I mean, I get a lot out of it myself, but I know everybody who does go just really values connecting and sharing in a really meaningful way.
Sorry, it's a little awkward on my end. I'm not hearing everyone else the best for whatever reason, but apparently you all can hear me and you all can hear each other, which is good. So if I say something that you've already said, just tell me.
Okay.
By the way, do you want to introduce yourself? Because for everyone, all the viewers, I don't think they know all of us very well. And
me?
just
Monica?
say, like, your name, how long you've been coming to retreat, something you like to hug.
Okay. Hi, my name is Monica Kohler, and I've been coming to retreat, I'm not sure, maybe 8 years or something. But I first came through my lifelong friend, Bridget, who had cystic fibrosis, and through her I met just a lot of other amazing friends, so that keeps me coming back for more and just connecting and having fun and doing yoga and late night talks, and we eat a lot, and just really a great group of folks that I really love connecting with. And something I like hugging. Well, I like hugging my baby. He's like 1 now. My favorite guy to hug.
Keep going.
Yeah. Did everybody else already introduce themselves?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did I miss anything? Was there something else
No, just that we were just talking.
Did
We didn't want to spend too much.
Yet?
Did what?
Can you hear me, Devin? I don't know if anybody mentioned crafts yet, but that's definitely I think a healing and just cool time for people because you just get to kind of be creative and connect with people and yeah, so that craft table is one of my favorite places to be when I'm at retreat.
Cool.
I think some of the most deep and also inappropriate conversations happen at the craft table.
Yeah, that's why I love it.
And that can happen within the one sentence. Most deep and inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone, I'm gonna try rebooting my computer because I'm just not hearing what you all are saying. So hopefully it'll be good on my end after I come back.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, we'll just hang out. Oh, that reminds me, we do Jeopardy too usually.
That's true.
Are we still being recorded?
It says live on my screen.
Okay. Well, maybe we should
Let's just keep
maybe a favorite story from retreat.
It looks like somebody is might be out there in the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. What should we talk about next? So we talked about arts and crafts, and then let's all talk about. So that's Monica's favorite, and then Chris, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part. I like U-jams.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I really like at retreat is the exercise is nice, but I think we do a really good job of making exercise that can work for someone, who's kind of on the sicker end and someone who's on the healthier end and make it flexible.
Yeah, I think partly, I think it's also the environment, because you could go somewhere and you could adjust to what your fitness level is, but I think at retreat, if you need to stop and cough, nobody's going to take a second look, so that's partly why I think it feels good to be able to do that. And it's fun. Do you want to explain a little bit what UJAM is?
Wow. Sure, I can try. What would you say? It's like dance exercise?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of energy?
Yeah. So it's hip hop, it's Bollywood, it's a little Latin in there, all those different things. And it's similar to Zumba, but it has more of a hip hop flavor, and a lot of the songs are radio play, so you'll recognize the songs that you dance to. And it's fun. I also like it. Let's see. So what's my favorite? I would say that for many, many years it's always been the rap sessions because it's a time when we come together. It's a safe space to share. Sometimes we have general topics which we end up as a group picking in the beginning of the week, like what are the things that people want to talk to, because we always want to make sure that everyone's topics get addressed at some point during the week. The rap sessions can be very intimate and personal and very deep sharing. They can have funny moments. They can have angry moments. They can have happy moments. I think everyone, it's a space where we can all experience whatever we need to at that time. And I've always found that it's one of the only places that I feel like I can be really real about what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. I like how you listed out all the gamut of different feelings that are just so welcome at any time. We could go from crying to laughing and
it happens fast.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I've got Kelly. She's having trouble getting in. She says she can see us and hear us and everything, but she can't type into the chat area or interact.
Did she log in?
I don't know.
I don't know if, I think if you
Maybe
log
you
in
just
through
click on the
Google
link.
beforehand, you can interact better with us. But anyway, I can hear you all better now, which is great for me.
Great.
I don't understand you.
So Devin, we were just talking about what our favorite part of retreat is, and Chris, well, so Monica shared the arts and crafts table, and Chris shared that it was UJAM, and I shared about wraps. And what's your favorite?
I think I kind of really like the memorial because you get to hear about a lot of other people that, while I've never met them, I mean, they're still very interesting, and even if they're, no longer with us, I just like hearing stories of people, even if maybe they're a little exaggerated or something. I just really like stories about people, so that might be my favorite. Um, but I also really love the talent show. That's so much fun. So yeah, I think last time I said it was the memorial, and then someone else said the talent show, and I was jealous because that's also a big favorite of mine, because you just sort of go up before everyone, and even if you don't know what you're doing, they'll like enjoy it anyway.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, the
It's
thing
not
about
the most serious of
the
things.
talent show is it's like planned within like an hour of it actually happening.
Which is something I like about retreat too, is that sometimes it pushes me to get outside of my comfort zone and share things that I might not necessarily share. Or like when we did the improv, it, as an introvert person, it really challenged me to get out and try to kind of engage in a way that I don't. So every year I kind of feel like there's some kind of challenge that comes up for me that I try to, step up and engage more.
That's awesome. Silent.
I think Chris asked a question that was like a little bit different. Like, was there a specific memory that any of us had, like something really funny that came up, or what?
It's so hard when someone asks that, like, because I have so many memories and so many crazy things I have done. So many. This one always comes up, and it's not like that funny, but it was really funny to me at the time. And Linda's watching, so she'll laugh when I say this. But we were like, Linda and I always share a room, and we always like stay up late, like talking. And one year we were in the room next to the laundry, and then Alex was on the other side. And the next morning, he's like, I heard everything that you guys said all night long. Oh my God, that was so awful. I know it's so stupid, but it's like, retreat's one of those places where you have a space to have long conversations with people, which in the real world we just don't do that, like we'll all go like in between things, or if somebody doesn't feel up to going to a activity, there's often like a group of people sitting out on the lawn just chilling, like chatting about life, about whatever. And it's not always about CF stuff, but it's just about everyone's experiences in this world. That was my weird memory. And so now I'm like super careful about where I get put and how much I say in my room.
That's a good tip.
I think my favorite memory, so I think after like UJam or something, I had taken my shirt off because I was hot and just sort of wandering around aimlessly. And I don't know if I should say his name, but he made this comment, like, at least he's wearing pants. And so I thought that was hilarious. And so I made these little signs saying I'm not wearing pants, and I think I decorated it somehow, either with pants or just a whole bunch of glitter or something. And then I woke up like at 3 a.m. because I was gonna, if I wasn't going to wear pants while I put them on, I didn't want anyone to see me. And so when I got up, someone someone had taken like butcher paper and put a whole bunch of it in front of my door. Since they're like glass sliding doors, I opened it up and all I could see was this gray. And I was half asleep, so I thought it was really foggy or something. And I was like, wait a minute, it doesn't get this foggy. And I looked down and I could see the ground crystal clear, and I realized, oh, it's just some paper. And so I walked out and I looked at it and I was just really confused because it was totally blank. So I remembered, I actually got up to post these I'm not wearing pants signs on his wall. So I went and did it, put it on his door, and I took pictures and put them on Facebook because I didn't really want him to be confused by who had done this. And then I went back to the butcher paper and I drew something lewd on it. I forget what, just because I had a really strong feeling that if you're going to put a blank paper up, you should draw something on it. I don't know. And then it got taken down, like, earlier. But yeah, that's sort of my weird aimless story that I'm always going to remember.
Remember to wear pants? That's the moral of the story?
Maybe not. I don't know. I think I was wearing shorts, actually, but, I mean, short pants, whatever.
For me,
At 3 a.m., I might be wandering around without pants next year.
For me, my first year, I remember I was going to we were in the cafeteria. My husband had joined us, and we were sitting down, and I was getting out my pills, and I got out my blood sugar checker, and I got out, all the wonderful CF stuff that so many of us deal with. And I had this moment where I looked around and I realized everybody else was doing the same thing, or at least it felt that way. And it was that moment of, wow, I'm the normal one this time. I'm the one that's like everybody else instead of being the kind of weird one in the group who gets out the pills and all that stuff. So it was just a really kind of a moment that I've never seen before with CF, and it's not like anybody asked me any questions or something because everybody just understood.
So, can I ask you a question? Are you guys seeing anything in the chat? Because Linda said she posted some long thing, and I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't
even tell if there's people here besides, the four of us. I can't.
Oh, we have 4 viewers other than us. I just see a number, but
It's just weird
I
because
know Kelly said she can't type in the chat either.
okay. Well, how about if you are watching and you want to ask questions, you can post on the Facebook, like I'm looking at it, like either in the retreat page, or if you want to send it to one of us, and then we can read the question and share that way. Sorry, I had messed up with the QA. I didn't set it up properly. That's my bad.
Linda wanted me to share her memory, which is back in the day we used to do a lot of like survivor eating contest things, It was like you'd either get like, I don't know, all kinds of gross stuff. And she got the G-tube feed stuff, and she had to drink the Peptamen, I think is probably what it was called. She had to drink the can of it, and that was so gross.
I remember my burps with that.
I don't blame her.
I had that in an NG tube, and I remember the burps tasting really weird.
Exactly.
I was just like, oh, I'm glad I have an NG tube. Oh, gosh.
Kelly mentioned it just says the chat isn't active. Do you think there's any chance you just have to click a button?
Maybe. Anna and I were typing in it earlier.
She was saying that, I saw that. She was saying that, she would describe retreat as her 1 week of normalcy, kind of going off of my story. So I think a lot of retreat is about feeling included and feeling safe and understood, I guess.
Yeah. So I think playing off that, maybe it would be a good idea. So for me, I started when I was so young, so it's kind of hard for me to say what my first time was like. But maybe Devin and even Monica and Chris, like if you could talk about like what is it like coming into this group that is pretty cohesive and and like maybe what that's like if it was hard, how it felt, something like that for all the new people out there.
Well, for me, I remember the very first day I was like standing in the cafeteria. I was holding my little tray, like I felt like I was in high school deciding which table to eat at, kind of that moment. And then a bunch of people invited me over and slid over and made room, and it was just that simple. So I think, I had that kind of fearful moment because I'm such an introvert of, oh God, who am I going to eat with? Am I going to be all by myself? And it totally wasn't like that for more than 3 seconds. So I think it's just that the group is really excited to have new people come in, and yeah.
By the way, I just realized on the it's on the event page that all the comments are going to. They're not coming here apparently. So sorry about that, people, but I can see them now, and I'll be sure to share them.
Is there any way that we can see it or no?
If you go to the event page, you should be able to see it. Here, I'll put the link.
You get there from Facebook?
Yeah, is that the Facebook link we need?
Mm-hmm. Kelly sent a message. Testing. Oh, when was this? Anyway, okay. So we're talking about when we first got here, right? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to this.
Yeah. So what was your experience like, and how is it like being a new person? Sorry.
For me, I remember just sort of not really knowing what I was doing because I knew there were rules, but there were a bunch of new ones that I wasn't used to, so I was just sort of afraid of touching anything. But I think once you get used to the rules where other people feed you, always, Purell everything, don't sit next to other CFers, those are the big ones pretty much. But once I got used to them better, I felt more comfortable, and so I felt more comfortable interacting with people, and I had already known a few people before I came. I think I knew Eric, and I think I knew you, Anna, a little bit, and I don't know. So I think I felt a little comfortable just because I knew I wasn't a total stranger, but I think my personality is generally pretty outgoing, except at the beginning where I kind of need to warm up to people. And I think once I warmed up to people, I was fine. I don't know. I remember one of the first questions in one of the rap was this like icebreaker, and it was like, what was a very embarrassing moment for you? And I was like, oh heck. And I was like the second person to share. And I was like, oh God, which one do I choose? There's too many. And so I think that probably wasn't the best question for me to answer right away. But I think I went with something about boils in the hospital. I don't remember.
Ew. Boils?
Yeah, like I was laying in bed a lot because I had had surgery and kept getting bowel obstructions. And since I was in bed a lot, I got a lot of boils on my back or hives or something. Anyway, it was
Bed sores?
nasty. It wasn't sore. It was like really itchy, and then it would like burst. It was kind of like
Oh God.
blisters.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was gross, and it was just something I wasn't used to, I guess. I don't know.
I had a bed sore after my transplant because of sitting, and I was like, Dr. Wild, my ass is chapped. He's like, sorry about that. Anyways, just thought I'd share.
Well, for me, I could really relate with Chris being an introvert person coming into retreats also as a non-CFer. I came with my friend and thought, oh my gosh, I finally kind of get to see her people and her friends and her world because she had always just been my friend since I was a little kid. I didn't really... we didn't really talk too much about her CF. I think she kind of kept that part of her life hidden from me. And so coming into retreat, I was really nervous about it. But definitely everybody, like Chris was saying, was so warm and inviting that I really felt connected pretty quick and felt honored to really hear the stories and really get to see what a day looks like, with all the medications and things going on, and the discussions, the challenges, and yet through that all, there's just a really, it's a really strong, amazing group of folks. So it was really just that first time. I definitely was quiet that first year. And I still am pretty quiet for the most part, but through the years have really, now it's not that I'm visiting Bridget's friends. These are my friends that I get to connect with, and I can't wait all year to, hear how everybody's doing and for us to joke around and share and laugh and cry and everything. It doesn't take too long to really get connected.
Good story. So Linda had an idea to ask, what's everybody's favorite snack in the snack room? So maybe we should talk a little bit about the snack room. So in addition to the 3 meals a day that we get from Vallombrosa in our cafeteria, we also want, because it's a CF retreat, we got to make sure everyone's getting their full amount of calories. So we've got a snack room, and we have a fridge full of drinks and often yogurts and cheese and things like that. And then we have all individually wrapped stuff, which is a variety of things, anywhere from cookies and granola bars and, protein stuff and anything, like whatever looks good, trail mix, nuts, things like that. And then we also try to have some fresh fruit available as well. So what's everybody's favorite snack?
Rice Krispie treat!
I think mine's kind of boring. I really like the peanut butter pretzels.
Are you kidding? Those are so good.
Oh, okay. I thought I was.
I have like Wait, hold on. I have a huge thing that I eat from Costco. I'll show you guys.
Well, that's what we buy, and then we individually wrap it in the bags and stuff. The other big favorite is the beef jerky, which we buy some, and it goes very quickly.
I don't think I've ever gotten any beef jerky.
Yeah, because it's out
really
in like
fast.
a day. Somebody hoards it all.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I've seen it.
I don't think folks really understand the scope and the abundance of the snack room until you see it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like endless snacks.
I'm pretty sure there was a picture in the other presentation that did a good job of illustrating how like full that room is.
But the thing is that they don't realize there's still stuff in the cupboard, so it's that full every day.
Yeah.
Even after we start.
Yeah.
So here's the big thing from Costco that I get of the peanut butter filled pretzels. So, Chris, you are not alone.
So those are put in little baggies by non-CFers. So
Yeah.
there's tons and tons that we can grab.
Yeah. And then, yeah, because we try to get everything individually wrapped, but we have very demanding CFers. Everyone wants pretzels and this and that, so not everything at Costco or whatever is individually wrapped, so we have to do it ourselves, but it works out fine. Pretzels are another hit. People really like those.
Well, they have the salt, so.
Yeah, the salt.
Devin, did you say what your favorite is?
No, I think I really like the little cheeses that have the wax over it. It's the little cow thing, and then you take the wax and you just like play with it and sculpt something bizarre. And usually on the fireplace, there's like at the end of retreat, there's like 10 sculptures from like everybody, and a lot of them are really good. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But the cheese is also delicious, you know. But I also like hot chocolate. I'm always telling non-CFers, go make me hot chocolate now. Hurry up. I'm hungry.
And we are happy to do it.
Feed my empty belly now.
Because every time, you know, we get up to get you something, we always end up grabbing something too for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I don't know how we eat so much, because when I'm home, I don't eat half as much as there is at retreat. Insane.
I don't know. I keep running out of
That's true.
food.
I think I gained weight during retreat, which is saying a lot for me. That's not something I do easily.
Well, it's 3 meals a day, and it's between like 9 and 6. So you get like, you pack that in, and then we're eating at every wrap session and event, because when you have a snack room like that, how do you not eat snacks?
And you know the jerky's gonna be gone in like a few days, so you make sure you grab like a thing or two before it's gone.
Maybe we should squirrel it away and like, you know, give it out in small increments.
We do, but like last year, we thought somebody like found our stash, but then somehow and like took it, but then I think we found it at the end, and then anyway, we need a keeper. Because I'm gonna be there the whole time this year, I will be the keeper and distributor of the jerky.
Jerky queen.
Actually, I shouldn't have announced that, then people will break into my room.
Maybe the keeper of the jerky should rotate so it can't be discovered.
All right, we got Linda's really good at giving us some questions. So her next question was, are there any standout guest speakers from the past, and what are the topics that you've liked learning about the most?
I think we like talking about megacolons. And just colons in general. There's so much you can talk about with poop. I don't know. That GI doctor who came last year from UCSF was really good. And I remember you were like, do we have megacolons? What's a megacolon? And she was very happy to talk.
That? Of course I asked that. I don't even remember.
One of my favorites was when they did what happens to our sputum culture after it leaves our hands. And they did such a good job of all the different work that happens. It was amazing how much time and effort goes into our sputum cultures to see what they grow and how they grow and what they're sensitive to. And I thought
That's
that
always
was
pathology, I
fascinating.
think.
Huh?
Pathology, I think it was.
Yeah, okay, there we go. But yeah, I mean, like they showed us pictures of kind of how it progressed, and I mean, I just thought it's crazy. Because I thought the hard part for me, because for a long time I couldn't spit, so for me just getting in the cup was the hard part. But good lord, that sputum goes through a lot after it leaves. It's educational.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what mine was. Monica, do you know?
No, I'm thinking.
There have been a
We
lot of
always
good
have
ones.
we always have interesting. They're always interesting.
Mhm.
I feel like the past couple of years I missed some, so I'm having some brain farts. But like I mean, for one, we had like a acupuncture person come last year, which was cool. Um, this year, what are we having this year? We're having a social worker come, which will be cool, and then we're having I'm like brain farting.
Jinshin,
Yeah.
which is like acupressure. It's sort of like acupuncture without needles is like how I describe it. It's very relaxing. Lots of people like pass out.
I think our
And
From the
theme. I
Jinshin,
think our
not
theme
from
this year is
Pa.
really.
huh?
I think our theme this year has really left us open to some kind of unique
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
offers and events. With being Zen, like you were saying, the acupressure. We have a social worker coming to talk about kind of unknown tools in CF. I think it'll be
Yeah, I talked to
has a
her at
different
my
spin.
appointment. And she said she was going to talk a lot about relaxation techniques.
Cool. And then we're also, I think we're going to have a talk on adoption options and stuff. And then um, I think those are our main talks, yeah?
There are some funny comments. BYOB, bring your own beef jerky. And Linda said this year we're going to just clear the shelves at Costco of beef jerky.
Oh, so I think we need to go to a different, or we need to make sure we don't go to the Costco I was at last night because they didn't have much jerky options. So we're
What?
gonna have
That would not
to.
be good.
No.
Boycott.
Speaking of all this jerky, I really want to go grab some right now. That sounds like a really good lunch.
A big bowl of jerky.
Yeah. No, just a piece. Like I said, I don't eat that much, and the amount we get fed at retreat is insane. Ay. I think that's why I have such stomach problems when I go. It's like you're force fed all week.
Kelly mentioned that one thing that was kind of hard to get used to is being waited on, because we can't get our own food, we can't get our own drinks. But it's nice in that we're really grateful and appreciate how much the non-CFers help us out. I thought that was a nice story.
Yeah.
It is a little weird having to ask somebody to wait on you all the time, but it's a good way to force us. Like for me, my first year, it was one way to force me to have to get to know people.
Yeah.
I had to introduce myself and kind of figure out who the CFers and who the non-CFers were, and kind of a strange icebreaker, I suppose.
The get me food icebreaker.
I think it's also in the beginning, it's really hard to stop and then ask. Sorry, there's going to be a really loud airplane in a second. Let's not do that. because you have to, we're so used to just doing stuff and like going and grabbing something, but you have to like have that conscious pause before you go and do things. And we do talk about that on the first day. We do an introduction to what cross-infection rules are and what we expect of people, and everybody, agrees when they come that they will abide by those rules. And if you don't, the leadership will speak to you about it and things like that, because our number one priority is keeping everybody safe and working together. And, we're not trying to have our cross-infection rules be mean or, divisive or anything. It's just about keeping everyone safe, and everyone has to do their part to make it happen.
I think for me, one thing about, asking non-CFers to get me food all the time is once you get into the habit of doing it and then you come home, you're like, shoot, how do I get a sandwich? I can't eat it anymore. And so you have to get back into taking care of yourself, and that can be a little challenging for a few days.
An adjustment. If we could come home with you, and yeah, we would, just so we could still hang out with you.
So I think Mary had a good question. She said, what keeps us coming back year after year?
That is a good question. I
can start if you want.
Yeah, why don't you go? I'm still thinking.
One thing last year, and I probably should have seen this coming, but for whatever reason I didn't. Retreat was coming up, and I was feeling kind of down, sort of tired, worn out. And when I looked at retreat for the first time, I kind of just thought, oh, I don't know if I have the energy. I don't know if I can go. And I went anyways because, I've had such a good time previous years. I thought I'd give it a shot, see how I did. And even though I have to kind of get up earlier and, I'm not getting as much sleep and some of those things, of course, that's all voluntary on my part, but I came out of retreat much more energized and more recharged, and it was like it kind of filled me back up. And so I think that's one of the biggest reasons I keep coming, is because I feel like we do that for each other so frequently.
Yeah, I think that's really true. You go and you might be feeling like blah, but just seeing everyone else, whether they're like happy or crying with you or laughing with you or whatever, it's always nice to see that you're not alone and other people are somehow getting through the same things you are, and they're also getting exhausted. But seeing them all is just really cool.
Yeah, I just really felt like everybody was like cheering me on almost, and then that of course got me energized enough to cheer other people on, so it became a very kind of circular, I hope everybody benefits from it, kind of process.
Yep. I agree too, because like, especially the last 2 years, it's been like, I'm coming in the middle. I just competed in swimming. I'm exhausted. Like, it's like the end of 6 months of training, and then like the transplant games are similar to retreat, where it's like go, 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 go. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going. I mean, I want to go, but I'm really tired. And then by the end, it's like you're so recharged because it's like so positive. And I think one of the other things that it wouldn't be as awesome if we didn't laugh as much as we do. It's like my stomach hurts by the end of the retreat for how much we laugh so much. And like your face hurts. Like
my cheeks hurt
so much about the stupidest things. So I think that's the most awesome part why I want to keep coming back.
The other thing is, a lot of the time, like, I gain weight, which for me is something that's hard to do. I'm sure that's hard for a lot of people. And then in addition, a decent amount of the time at my next CF appointment, my FEV1's higher, which of course makes no sense because I didn't sleep as much and all those things, but I think I'm just so recharged and so kind of ready to go out there and battle again that it has a positive effect in all sides of health for me.
I also really appreciate, I don't know, just all those silly shenanigans that go on, like wandering around at 3 a.m. without pants or something. I mean, it sounds really bizarre, but I just really like how kind of weird people can be and how they like appreciate that in you, and how people don't really prioritize, like, I don't know, different sort of societal, where you have to look a certain way kind of a thing. It's just sort of a different cultural shift, I guess. That's the best way I can describe it. And I really kind of like how it's different in that respect. So yeah.
That inspires me, Devin. I get what you're saying, but it's a time where people just let their hair down and can be their authentic selves. And that whole week, I won't check my phone. We don't see a TV. We're not, on the internet. We're not, reading the news, all that stuff that you can get really consumed in. It's like a time where you really let go of kind of the whole world, and you're fully immersed in connection with just incredible, awesome people. And we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, all kinds of things. And it's the one time a year where I really sit at the memorial and I remember my friend and can really grieve. So just so much happens. It's just such a rich experience to get all of that, but to really immerse in connection and just it means so much.
One interesting thing, just going off what you just said, is right after retreat, everyone goes on Facebook because people are posting photos and you get to comment and go, oh, I remember that, that was hilarious, or oh, I can't believe whatever. And so I always get like 50 notifications in like the 4 hours that people get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a little bit of withdrawals as a group, I think, too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Although this year we'll have conference after retreat, so that'll be a little
Yes,
bit.
that's true.
So Linda suggested a last and final comment as we're wrapping up our hour. She said, any advice for people, someone who's thinking of coming but might be on the fence?
Well, there's always the Nike commercial tagline thing where it's just do it, kind of a thing. I don't know if they still do that, but I don't know. That might not be very helpful, but I don't know.
I kind of think that's good advice because for myself, I was kind of on the fence. I couldn't decide. I went back and forth. In my case, I listened to a podcast that was sort of like this, just answering questions, reminiscing, and talking about retreat. And that's kind of what prompted me to go ahead and finally do it. And I never regretted it. I never looked back. So I think it kind of is that simple in some ways, I think. Just do it.
I think also, like, in the spirit of what it's like to have CF, like, if you're feeling up to it, I mean, if you're feeling well, even if you're feeling a little down, like we all said, like, we've had our moments where we come into retreat not as our best, but then we leave retreat so much better. Like, if you can just, like, suck it up and get there, seize the moment, like that year, if your culture is good, you don't know if your culture is going to be good next year, so come when you can, and the worst thing that can happen is you come for a day and decide it's not for you, and you can always leave. And some people haven't stayed, and it wasn't the right thing for them, but I think it's at least worth a shot for you if you're willing, to take the risk that is there with cross infection and everything, even though we do everything that we can, and we've all stayed healthy throughout coming over and over and over again. I think it's worth it, and I think you will benefit so much on the inside that it's worth just doing it.
My last words would just be you won't regret it. It's a really special place, special people, and if you're a non-CFer, it gives you a little bit, maybe more insight into different perspectives of what it's like to live with CF. And you can also get support because sometimes we have wraps that are CF, non-CF, and we talk about some of the challenges on all ends, and what we can do and how we can process things. So it's just a really kind of magical place to go, and it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of people. So I really just encourage you to, even if you're a freaking introvert like me, just to challenge yourself to connect.
Kelly said something that I thought was good. She just, I mean, and this is so simple and so true. We understand each other. We just kind of inherently understand when someone says, I'm having a rough day, like, we don't need to elaborate on that. It's just sort of understood.
And Mary Convento also says that there are scholarships.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if money is in the way, we can help with that as well. So
Awesome.
I believe in you, viewers out there, to attend.
So we should talk about how you can attend real quick. You want to address
Oh, good
that?
point. So go to CFRI.org. Here, let me try screen sharing and showing you. And then what do? You go to events, right? And then conference is right here, but we're talking about retreat. So go here, and then you click register now. It talks about how much it costs. Here's the infection control guidelines right here. Here are the release forms. So if you have cystic fibrosis, you have to do a release form for your sputum culture, so go there. And then, oh, this is the retreat thing that we already did earlier. So yeah, this is the
Down at the bottom was the scholarship application area, Kevin?
Oh yes, here's a scholarship. So apply now, and then you type in stuff, how much you make, how did you hear, blah, blah, blah. There are some essay questions. You don't have to write 500 words or anything. We're not super critical. So just be honest with us. We're very understanding. And then register now is also the same sort of thing. Oh, and you all get a t-shirt, by the way. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Hint, hint. They're very cool t-shirts. And then this is what the release form is like. You just go through it. And then I think you need your doctor to sign it somewhere.
And there's a time period in which to do the sputum culture, which begins now. But I was pointing out to Devin that the caveat is if you want to go to the conference as well, their sputum culture, I think, starts on the 20th. So you probably want to do it after the 20th.
Right. So if you want to do both, do it after the 20th.
Yeah.
And before July, what is it, 24th, 26th?
I think so. 24th would make sense.
I think it's the 24th.
But you should probably do it earlier because you won't get your results in time.
Right. Maybe it's on this page.
And one other thing is if you have CF and a lung transplant, they go on your last bronchoscopy result.
You're right, it's the 24th. It says on the website right here. So yeah, go for it. Sign in, type in things, and we'll see you in like 2
month.
months, a month and a half.
A month and a half, yeah.
Yeah, gosh, that's not far away. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Hold on, I can stop screen sharing. How do I do that? There we go. Thanks for watching. We're super happy you got a chance to say hi. Sorry about the questions being a little awkward, but I think we got the most important things. And bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you there.